Here's another tip for teen parent. This is about the 3/4 time signature. So 3/4 time can be written this way as well. 3 quarter notes in every measure. So we can set up our measure so we can measure to make sure we have a large enough measure. So when we get to 3, we stop. And here's a nice visual representation. So remember, we were looking in 3/4 time for 3 quarter notes to make one complete measure. So here I have 3 quarter notes. I'm going to trace them. So 3 quarter notes would be counted as 1, 2, 3. With the metronome, it sounds like 1, 2, 3. Now to make one complete measure, I have to count up to 3. So here's beat 1, beat 2, and beat 3. Now if you notice a quarter note, that's 4 beats long, right? Look at that. It is longer than the space that we allow for. And this will not fit in a measure of 3/4 time. So we have to throw that one back. But I could do this. I could take a half note that fills in beats 1 and 2, and then I could fill in the last one with a quarter note that fits. 1, 2, 3. And that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. Or I could switch it. I could start with a quarter note and fill in the rest of the measure with a half note. 1, 2, 3. Now, I could not put 2 half notes into a measure of 3/4 time. It doesn't fit. 2 beats here and 2 beats there would be 4, but we are only counting up to 3, and that's the end of the measure. I could take a quarter note for the first beat, a quarter note for the second beat, and 2 eighth notes to fill in the third beat. Again, a quarter note is 1 beat, and eighth note is half a beat. So I can take 2 eighth notes, which are half beat each, and put them together to get a whole beat. If I counted this though, 1, 2, beat 3 starts here in this section. And I give it the and. I'm saying there's something else in here we have to fill in, so we get 3 and this other part. This would sound like 1, 2, 3, and. Or I could put the eighth notes in the middle. And then I would have this counting, 2 and. If I wanted, I could leave the ands. I could put all the ands in to help with subdivision, count in the smaller units. I just wouldn't clap on all of the ands unless I had another eighth note here. This would sound like 1, 2, and 3. Or if I wanted to count all the ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and. One important note is when we have 2 eighth notes together, they're usually beamed together like this. So the beam at the top. So this measure would actually look like this. It's just a cleaner way to write it. I could also put eighth notes at the beginning of the measure. You can make all kinds of combinations, but you don't have all day, so I'm just going to cut to this last one here. I could have all eighth notes Again, a better way to notate this would be with eighth notes beamed together. Like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that would sound like 1 and 2 and 3. So I showed you how the whole note will not fit in here because the whole note is worth 4 beats and we only have 3 for this measure. If I did something like this and just put a half note in and didn't fill in the rest of the measure, this would not be a complete measure in 3/4 because it only goes up to 2 beats. So that is about the 3/4 time signature. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.